SS4 Speed, which is my favourite one. Basically, there's this. It's directed by the guy who directed Doghouse, and that Danny Dyer, Noah Clarke film, and yeah, basically it's this woman who's trying to escape from this she kind of takes a hostage, and she kind of escapes from this kind of weird dog person, kind of like a pig person, and it's basically him kind of trying to kind of outrace him, and yeah, he kind of catches these two people, and he's kind of like you're the person who's the only person who's kind of got away from me and stuff, and but I've got you now, kind of thing. Then you find out that it's all a drug-induced hallucination, and basically this really dingy kind of basement, and this girl is now dead, and this other woman who is the hostage, well, not in real, not the hallucination, kind of steals this woman's drugs, and kind of there's kind of like Requiem for a Dream. There's kind of this weird kind of blood thing on her arm. She kind of injects herself, and that's really the end of it. I just really loved the kind of the twist in it. I thought it was really good. Again, visuals were pretty good. The good little kind of car chase. Again, my favourite one, just for the kind of not metaphorical, the kind of, I'll just say metaphorical aspect of it anyway. Next one is T for Toilet, and this is another one of my favourites. Basically, what this one was, they ran this competition, and people kind of sent in their short films for the letter T, and a few of them are on YouTube, actually, some pretty good ones. And basically the other short directors kind of voted on which one was the best, and this one was the best. It's a claymation short, and basically this is a little kid who's kind of been toilet trained and is afraid of going on the toilet, and he kind of and the toilet kind of comes to life as this monster. Yeah, and the toilet kind of comes to life and kills his parents, and he kind of wakes up and it's all a dream, and then the kid gets up to go to the toilet, and he's on the toilet, and he's kind of afraid of what might happen. Then the dad goes into the room, and then the kid kind of gets scared, and he kind of falls on the floor, and his head kind of lands beneath the toilet seat, and then right at the end, the assistant of the toilet kind of comes down and squashes his kid's head, and the father starts screaming, which is kind of great. Again, really good visuals. Again, kind of crude, but really good at the same time. Kind of claymation. Again, one of my favourite ones. Just the kind of originality of it, and things. You have noticed there's a lot of kind of toilet humour in these films, these short films, which when it's done well, it's all right. But anyway. Used for Unearthed, which is another of my favourite ones, directed by my favourite British director, possibly of all time, Ben Wheatley. This is kind of the point of view of, well, you don't know what it is at first, then at the end you find out it's a vampire, and basically this, this vampire comes to life and starts, these people try to kind of catch him, and then at the end they manage to kind of kill it by driving a stake through its heart, pulling its fangs out, and then kind of ripping its head off. Again, it's really good. This has been classed as one of the better films by quite a lot of the reviewers. Obviously it's Ben Wheatley, so it's going to be amazing. Again, one of the best ones. Just the kind of the fact that it's kind of a point of view of this vampire. There's a lot of well, you can kind of tell that they probably filmed this on the set of Kill List, because they had Neil Maskell in it, Michael Smiley, and Robin Hill. It was in Down Terrace, and also Kill List as a kind of a little thing. But you kind of tell that, well, I don't know, I might be wrong though, but anyway, that's one of my favourite ones. V is for Vagitus, which means the first cry of a newborn baby. This is a really good visual one. I think if any of the short films should be made into a feature, this would be the one. this would be the one. And it's basically kind of dystopian future where kids are like babies are destroyed to keep kind of, I can't exactly remember what it was, but kind of to keep the rates down or something. And basically it's kind of this kind of cheesy 80s kind of vibe to it, but I think really good visuals. Basically this this robot there's this woman who kind of wants to have a kid, and basically you need a permit to have a kid, and then she finds out she's infertile. This is kind of in a flashback, and then in the and this robot comes in, kind of starts killing everybody, and it cuts this baby's head off. Again, not kind of visceral, but it's disturbing quite a bit. And and then basically there's this kind of like the leader of this like the mayor or whatever kind of comes in, kind of forces the woman to kill the kid, and then you find out that the kid's kind of telepathic or something, and it kind of blows this guy's head off, and that's really much to it. It's kind of a more visual one, but I say if there was any film to be made into a feature, this one would be it. Another pretty good one. A lot of work went into that, I think. Sorry, W is for WTF, what the fuck. Basically, this lives up to its title. It's kind of just a collection of weird shit, kind of cross between animation and kind of live action, with the kind of zombie clowns, then this dog with a guy's head. It's again good work went into it, but it's nothing too special. X for XXL, which is another one of the really good ones, and most reviews who reviewed this and people on message boards and stuff said this was one of their favourites. Basically, there's this woman, this really overweight woman on a train, and she's walking home, and all these people are kind of making fun of her. And then she gets home, she kind of eats like a pig, kind of all this food, and then goes into the bathroom, and she watches all these kind of diet pill commercials and bikini models in magazines and stuff, and she basically kind of gets a knife and starts cutting herself, and she kind of gets a knife, kind of sticks it in her stomach, starts kind of cutting herself, kind of cutting all the flesh off. A really visceral one. And she kind of steps into the shower, and then she kind of comes out, and she's like, there's like no fat on her body, she's like skinless. She starts walking, then she kind of makes this model's pose, and then just kind of collapses on the floor in all this blood. And again, another really visceral one. It's directed by Xavier Gens, who directed Hitman, Frontiers, and other films. I can't remember which other ones he directed. Again, another one of the better ones. Again, really visceral, horror, violence, cutting off flesh. So another really good one. Y is for Young Buck. Not one of the best ones. Well, it's pretty good kind of ideas in it, but it's kind of deplorable. Basically, there's this janitor who is basically a paedophile, and there's this flashback to this kid he's teaching to to hunt, and basically that's kind of in the past. It's set to this kind of this 80s song, and basically he's in a gym, and he's looking at all these kids playing basketball, and then the kids leave, and then he comes into the gym and starts licking up the sweat off the benches, which is horrible. And and then basically the flashback, you kind of see him kind of standing in front of this kid, and he kind of pulls his trousers down, like you kind of guess what's going to happen, and you don't see any of it, and this kind of, then he's licking the sweat up, and this kid kind of comes into it, like kind of comes in with like a vision in front of him, and gets his deer's head, gets deer's head and kind of impales him through the eyes, and then kind of pulls his head off, and then right at the end, kind of the kid stands in the middle of the gym with this deer's head on him, kind of puts the head over his head. Again, pretty good visuals. One of the kind of the good bad ones, kind of the bad content but the good kind of filming. And this is directed by Jason Eisner, who directed Hobo with a Shotgun, which you can kind of kind of tell with the kind of the 80s song in the background. Again, say one of the better bad ones. And then we have Z is for Zetsu, which is fucking weird. Again, I think this is the one directed by the director of Tokyo Gore Police, I think, or there might be FFR, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's basically a load of weird fucking visuals. Basically, this kind of woman has a kind of a knife fight with this kind of Nazi general with a massive penis, and the kind of a blade comes out from the tip of the penis, and kind of it's just weird visuals. Again, style over substance, but the style of it isn't very good either. It's kind of representative of those, you know, those kind of like Tokyo Gore Police or Machine Girl or all those other ones. And again, not one of the good ones whatsoever, but yeah. Again, it's just a load of kind of weird fucking Japanese visuals and shit, I don't fucking care. So yeah, that is basically it. It's the ABCs of Death. Like I said, it was 26 short films by 26 different, well, sets of directors, let's say. And so from the good, like T for Toilet, U for Unearthed, S for Speed, to the bad, like F for Fart, Z for, what was it, Zetsu. From the worthwhile ones, like again, like Speed, to the completely pointless ones, like P for Pressure, which is my least favourite whatsoever. There's no kind of story, no kind of nothing to it. It's rubbish. But yeah, that is about it. Like I said, with these kind of films, you are going to get kind of ones like films that are really good, films that are shit. They did kind of a good job of kind of putting them into blocks of kind of shitness. Like there was like a couple that weren't very good, and then there's like 4 that are really pretty good, and there's like 2 or 3 which are shit, and then like the rest of them are really good. So good. It's kind of something in there for everyone. Kind of if you're into the kind of the really gory stuff, there's X for XXL. If you're into the weird shit, there's all kinds of weird shit in this movie. So yeah, that's basically it. Again, I'll give it. Again, it's really hard to review these kind of films because you can't really review each short film in its own. Really good idea though, and they are making another one, more ABCs of Death, that's coming out next year. It's at the end of the credits, and we're looking forward to that. Kind of, if they could get like really good, kind of really well-known horror directors and the kind of the lesser-known ones, I think going to be really good. Anything else to say? Yeah, I do believe this is going to be 2 parts. I'll just cut it up as I can. But I think if you just kind of, you know, kind of, I think just kind of like watch it once. I think again there's something in there for everybody really. Yeah, as I said, submitting it for everyone. I say give it a watch. I think you can. It's coming out on DVD and Blu-ray, kind of beginning of June, I think. But I think you can kind of download it from various sites, but yeah, I think that's about it anyway. I've kept it for far too long. It's definitely going to be 2 parts, so please rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.